Hello Year 9 and welcome to your home learning for the Year 9 Animal Eye project. Today's lesson is your MRI lesson and I'm going to read through this first slide and then go through the content for today. So in today's lesson you'll need to read slide 2 first of all and write the keywords on your learning log. For your second task, have a look at 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 that show examples of graded artist research. Just have a look at these. You may also want to click on the video link and watch the video that shows the different graded examples, and we've shown you this in previous lessons. Then you'll look at slide 8. As I said before, today is your MRI lesson. So you're going to follow the instructions to self-assess your artist research page so far. Remember, you aren't in lesson, so you won't have access to a green MRI sheet, but don't worry. Instead, you're going to handwrite the sentences that apply. Then, once you have done your MRI, you'll then act on these written MRI sentences and continue with your artist research page. You will need to finish this artist research page for homework, and you'll find that on class charts. It is called Homework 2 Artist Research Page Picture Upload. So please make sure that once you do this lesson, you then spend the time finishing off your artist research and then complete that and take a picture or pictures and pop it onto class charts. This isn't, however, due until after half term. Ideally, I don't want you spending any more than 50 minutes today. Then do the homework to polish it off. And remember, I won't need that back in until the first week once we come back after half term. Slide 9 is the teacher example for reference. So good work today. Okay, so let's have a look at these slides now. So first of all, our keywords for today are to improve, develop and refine. Your learning objectives are to identify your current level of skill in art and to understand how to improve and refine your work in this MRI lesson. So these are the examples of the artist research pages that we have been looking at in the past. Let's zoom in and have a closer look. So here we have the grade 1. A grade 1 has a very simple analysis of artist research, keywords, lots of SPAG issues, and it's very simply done. And you can see some of the emulations here are very simple in nature. This grade 2 example has some pictures on there, and there is evidence of a semi-analysis, and a very simple line drawing is done for a grade 2. For a grade 3, you can see the presentation then goes up a notch. So with the grade 1 and 2, it's very simple. Grade 3, there's been some effort in presenting the work. So there's a little bit of brown paper, then this semi-analysis has been placed onto the top of that. There's evidence of an artist title, there's evidence of images, and there's an emulation that's done with some developing skill. That's a grade 3. Here is a grade 4. A grade 4, again, the difference between the 3 and the 4. Hopefully you can see that the visual presentation of this image is far more skilled. This artist research is more condensed on the page. You've got the title, you've got your semi-analysis, a little bit of ripped paper in the background to add colour and contrast. An emulation on the left-hand side of the image is very clear, very nicely done. And of course, overall, it shows a greater depth of understanding than a grade 3, 2 or 1. Grade 5 looks like this. And this example is based on Yelena James. Let's just get that back on the board. So you can see on here, we have got clear title in an artistic manner, lots of imagery, which is all the way around the page. But not only that, they've then cut into the images, they've layered them, they've thought very carefully on the presentation and visual appearance of this artist research page. You've also got emulations where they've done their own line pen drawings here and here, over here, and then within the collage work as well. Semi-analysis is clear and thorough and presented in a very artistic way. So we've got different coloured pen, we've got black pen, We've got keywords that sort of float around these beautiful collages. So that's a grade 5. And then finally, top end grade 6. Highly skilled, well developed, use of form, use of detail, use of tone drawing over here. So the emulation is very beautifully done and large in scale. Artistic title, beautifully presented, very neat. A range of images. You can see some interactive features here with the layering, and some of these were flaps that you can pick up. And semi-analysis is clear, thorough, and in detail. And that will get the grade 6. Typically in year 9, I'd expect performance between a grade 2 to a grade 5. But every so often we do get grade 6s as well. So with that knowledge in mind, and perhaps if you clicked on this link here to watch the video on my YouTube channel, you've got to use this knowledge now to think about, right, okay, where do you think my work's going to be? Self-assess it. What do you think? So if your artist research page was done and finished, where do you think it would be? And all these sentences on here explain very clearly what is needed for each of those criteria. So in your next clean available page in your sketchbook, add a title, MRI lesson, and today's date. Remember, this isn't correct. Then remember, you can't do this because you don't have your green sheets. But what you can do now is decide on what grade you think your work will be at when it is completed. Write the information that describes that grade and then write what grade that is. Once you have identified what grade you think your work will be at, then highlight with a bulleted list underneath if you wish what MRI tasks you need to do. You will be highlighting more than one. So you might say, I need to complete my semi-analysis in more detail. I want to complete my emulation and add some flaps and interactive features. Those again go underneath this first sentence. So have that written with the grade and then underneath your MRI focuses and write those in. As you go through them, tick them off. Use them as a record as you slowly work through those MRI tasks. And then finally over here on the right hand side is our little traffic light symbol. 3, highlight all 3 if you feel you've done exceptionally well on this piece of work. You're very happy with it. You put in a huge amount of effort, both in school and out of school. Highlight 2 if you think, I've done a good job on this. I've really enjoyed working on this artist research. I feel I've done a good effort. And then highlight 1 if you think, I think I could have done a little bit better with this task. Perhaps next time I will focus or get a bit more done. Okay, so that is your decision on that. Of course, once all this is done, you've got the rest of this lesson to act on some of those MRI feedback targets. And of course, for homework then, complete what you need to do, take a photograph of it and upload it onto ClassCharts.